Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedytech and this is the complete review of the iQOO 11 after 30 days of usage. Now before we get started, here's the pricing information. This phone is available in two variants. Base variant is priced at 60,000 rupees and it comes with 8GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. Next variant is priced at 65,000 rupees and it comes with 16GB of RAM and 256GB of storage. By the way, you can also get 5,000 instant discount if you use the ICICI or the HDFC bank cards. With that said, this phone is available in two colors, Alpha and Legend. We have the 16GB variant in the Legend color with the BMW Motorsport design. By the way, we have already posted the unboxing video, so do check that out for initial impressions and complete physical overview. With that said, I'll start off the review with the design and build. Now this is how the phone looks on the back and this is how the phone looks on the front. For the Legend version, we have a soft silicone leather on the back panel, which actually gives you a lot of grip. It feels like actual leather, but in complete white. It looks and feels really good. This phone has a thickness of 8.4 mm and weighs 208 grams. In hand, this phone fits pretty comfortably. Weight distribution is decent. Phone doesn't feel all that heavy. So overall, I don't have any complaints with the design and build. It's very solidly built and this Legend version definitely stands out more than any other flagship in this price segment. Yes, I'm talking about the OnePlus 11. Anyway, design and build are really good. Now when it comes to the hardware department, this phone comes with all the latest sensors and everything that you can ask for. It has a Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth version 5.3. It has an in-display fingerprint scanner, which by the way works really well. It almost instantly unlocks the phone. We also have the face unlock feature, which works really well in good lighting and low lighting conditions. It can still be usable in complete darkness. Next, this phone also comes with an infrared sensor, so you can actually use it to control TV and AC, which use an infrared sensor. And finally, we also have NFC on this phone, like any decent flagship should. Now here's the SIM card tray. This phone supports dual SIM with dual 4G, dual 5G. And by the way, you can use 5G right out of the box. You don't have to wait for any update. And 5G does work without any issues. With that said, here are the bands that are supported in India. So in the hardware department, once again, there's nothing missing. And unlike most phones, we are also getting an infrared sensor, which is definitely a good add-on. Now when it comes to the display department, this phone actually has one of the best displays in the market. This phone comes with a 6.78-inch E6 AMOLED display with 2K resolution with up to 144Hz screen refresh rate, protected by Corning Gorilla Glass Victus with a punch-hole design with HDR10+ support, and it has a peak brightness of 1800 nits. By the way, this phone actually has a better display and a brighter display than the one on the OnePlus 11. Just a quick comparison. So the specs itself are pretty self-explanatory. The display is definitely damn good, it's very bright, and the power consumption is also much better than the previous version of AMOLED panels, and obviously sunlight legibility is really good. Next, when it comes to performance, this phone sports the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 processor with Adreno 740, which is the latest and greatest processor right now. And when it comes to RAM, you can have up to 16GB of LPDDR5X RAM. And as for storage, both variants get 256GB of UFS 4.0 storage. Once again, a quick comparison with its competitor OnePlus 11. For the 128GB of OnePlus 11, it comes with UFS 3.1 storage, and for the 256GB variant, you get 4.0 storage. Whereas for iQOO 11, you get UFS 4.0. Now these are the benchmark scores. Now when it comes to performance of a phone, I would say it is completely overrated. Like most of the phones above 20,000 or 30,000 rupees in the market perform similarly. Overall performance of a phone, like launching applications or keeping applications in memory, is pretty similar. But the actual difference in performance can be seen over the long duration of time, and specifically in games like Call of Duty, PUBG, or even Genshin Impact. So overall performance of this phone is definitely pretty good, but it isn't too drastically different from a normal mid-range phone. And that is in respect to common tasks like opening applications. But when it comes to games, you can definitely notice a difference. And especially for gamers and for people who love to play a lot of games on this phone, iQOO has bundled this phone with a lot of cool features. First of all, it has the best-in-class performance. Next, it also has vapor chamber liquid cooling system for better thermals. And we also have some cool game features like motion control, where you can perform some motions to perform some actions. And we also have pressure sensitive touch, which is a pretty unique feature that you can find on this phone. So overall, when it comes to performance, a normal user might not be able to notice much difference, but if you're a heavy gamer or if you love to play heavy games like Genshin Impact, you'll definitely love this phone. It offers you great performance, better display, and lot more cool features to improve your overall gaming experience. So that's where this phone really shines. Next, when it comes to the software department, this phone is running FunTouch OS 13 based on Android 13. As of right now, it has the March security patch, which is pretty good. And this phone will receive 3 years of Android updates and 4 years of security updates. Now throughout my usage, I didn't find any major bugs. There are obviously some hiccups here and there, but it isn't anything major. Overall user experience has been pretty good. With that said, I wish iQOO could improve the memory management further, and besides that, I really don't have any complaints. It's got tons of features, like starting from screen recording, screenshots, long screenshots, or a lot of cool gestures. It's got everything covered. And with the iQOO 11, we also got the Google phone dialer, which is something pretty new. Some people might like it and some people might not, but this is what we got. And by the way, on the previous iQOO 90, we can switch between the Google phone dialer and the stock dialer, but that feature is not available on this phone, which is something I miss. By the way, this phone also has a lot of bloatware, which you can uninstall later, and sometimes it also gives you app recommendations, which is also considered as ads. Those are a bit of cons, but it doesn't stick out too much. Overall software experience has been pretty good, everything runs pretty smoothly, and the updates are also pretty good. Next, when it comes to the audio department, this phone has dual stereo speakers. There's no Dolby Atmos or anything like that, but the speakers are super loud. Here's a quick audio preview. Speakers are definitely loud enough for media consumption, ringtones and alarms. By the way, there is no 3.5mm audio jack on this phone, but we do get an adapter where you can use a Type-C to audio jack converter. And the audio experience over the adapter is pretty good. No complaints over there. Next, when it comes to the battery department, this phone has a 5000 mAh battery and it comes with a 120 watt flash charger inside the box. If you use fast charging feature, you can charge this phone completely in under 25 minutes. And if you disable the fast charging, you can charge it completely from 0 to 100% in about 35 minutes. So overall charging speeds are definitely pretty good and the battery life is also pretty impressive. On average, I got about 6 to 7 hours of screen on time, and that's even after playing games like Call of Duty and Genshin Impact. So battery life is definitely another selling point for this phone. As for the things missing, obviously there's no wireless charging for this phone. That's kind of a downside for a flagship. Now finally, when it comes to cameras, once again iQOO 11 does a pretty good job, but I would say cameras are not really its selling point. It's got pretty impressive cameras. On the rear, it's got a triple camera setup with a 50 megapixel primary camera, 8 megapixel ultra wide angle camera, and a 13 megapixel camera for taking portrait shots. It's also a telephoto lens. For selfies, we get a 16 megapixel camera. These are the sample shots. As you have seen, it does take some pretty great pictures, but colors are always slightly towards the saturated side. Now here's a quick video recording. It does offer video stabilization and it does look pretty good. We can also record video in 4K resolution at 30 fps and 60 fps. And we can also record 8K video as well. Here's a sample footage. So guys, as you have seen, cameras on this phone are also once again pretty good. They're definitely flagship level. So guys, to conclude, iQOO 11 is definitely the best flagship in this price segment. First of all, we don't have a lot of competition, and if you consider the price, once again, it's still the best. It's got the best design and build, especially the Legend version. Next, this phone also has the best display in the market, followed by the best-in-class performance with additional gaming features, which are not available in the competition once again. And finally, it also has pretty impressive battery life with super fast charging speeds. And as for cameras, they are pretty good for the price. So for anyone who's looking to buy a flagship in 2023, I would definitely recommend the iQOO 11. So guys, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video. With that said, this is Nikhil signing off. See you in my next video.